Hi, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Phoenix real estate market. Specifically, we're going to look at the luxury market of Scottsdale, Arizona. Scottsdale right now is kind of in its summer doldrum, but the entire market right now seems really slow. Some neighborhoods are still selling. A lot of homes are building days on the market. There's a couple things that are in play though in Scottsdale that aren't in play in the Phoenix market, and we're going to get into that right now. We're also going to talk about a new community that just popped up in Scottsdale on 40 acres with about 50 homes and how things are being affected by the economy right now. Let's get into it. So there's always a difference between the luxury market and the rest of the economy. You can see that people have a big stock portfolio. Have made a lot of money over the last few years, and a lot of people have made their money in real estate wealth. Well, we have a lot of luxury homeowners right now in Scottsdale that have a lot of money tied up in their luxury homes. A lot of people, it would be a second home. You can see in this chart from realtor.com where retirees hold the most real estate wealth. Now, in Arizona, they show it up in Prescott, Arizona. I don't really tend to agree with that. We have a lot more expensive homes in Paradise Valley and in Scottsdale in the Silverleaf area. But a lot of people hold a lot of wealth in their single family homes, and they're going to be passing that home down at some point to their heirs. The thing is, the younger generation right now, number one, they can't afford those homes, and number two is the first thing they're probably going to do is end up putting them on the market for sale, taking the money and investing it somewhere else and buying smaller homes. Another trend we're seeing right now is the baby boomers are downsizing. They're coming out of a lot of these big homes in North Scottsdale that need a lot of maintenance, need a lot of work, and they're looking at new construction. Next example I'm going to share with you is proof of that. So there's a big luxury home builder in Paradise Valley, America First Builders. They tied up a property up in North Scottsdale. It's on 94th Street and Bell Road, and it's called The Haven. Now, The Haven is around 40 acres. All they've really done so far is put a wall around it. They put a big entrance up, pad layouts and stuff like that, but they don't have the roads in. It's really not opened up at all. They don't have a sales center. But talking to the builder the other day, they have around 40 of the 50 some odd lots that are available spoken for. Now, are these hard deposits or something? Not necessarily. But the reason that this community is going to be so popular is its location. It's located right near the corner of the 101 freeway. It's located near DC Ranch and a lot of popular shopping areas off Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And then in the back, you have the McDowell Mountain Range. So you have a lot of beautiful views all the time. It's very close to getting into Scottsdale for dining, shopping, and everything else. Now, one of my clients inquired about the community, and they're basically looking for something around 4,000 square feet. They want actually something a little bigger so they can have some family move in, stay with them when they're in town. They're looking for this, $4 million price range because they were looking at a second home in Washington, and now they're just thinking get one home in Scottsdale and then stay with family when they go to Washington. Well, starting out around $4 million for a villa in this community is pretty high for them. That's their max budget, and by the time they upgrade it, put in a pool, it's probably a $200,000 upgrade, and all the landscape package and any other upgrades, they're going to probably be starting out closer to the 5 million range. Now, you have another builder, Toll Brothers, that's doing a few communities up in North Scottsdale, and I talked to one of their sales reps the other day, and right now what's keeping them going is 3.49% first year rate. So they're buying the rate down. It's a 5.68 APR, but they're buying the rates down on some of their homes. Now, these are the move-in ready homes where they're offering the best deals. But in their estate collection, which is their more expensive homes, little bigger lots, they're starting out with that teaser rate. And you would think, everybody tells me all the time, oh, all my buyers pay cash. There are many people that do, but it's not the same as back when we were in the pandemic era when people were just moving here and paying anything. So if you look up at the top here, they have a 30-year fixed rate at 5.49% or 5.52 APR on the move-in ready homes. So this is something that some of the luxury builders are doing to keep their community selling, keep things going. So what does that mean to the market right now? Well, the first thing it means is the baby boomers that have money, they're still looking to buy their final place. Maybe they're looking at a second home, but a lot of these people are getting ready to sell their companies, to retire, and they're spending their money. They're finding their first or second home in better climates with better dining, shopping options so they can enjoy their retirement. Now, Arizona is not a great place to live year round, but most of the year it's a great place for people to live, and they love the outdoor activities, the golf, and everything else that Scottsdale has and the greater Phoenix area has. So now let's get into the current stats on the market and see what's available for sale, what's pending, and what's sold in Scottsdale. And don't forget, there's a big difference between North Scottsdale and South Scottsdale. South Scottsdale being the less expensive, more affordable, or way out up north in the Rio Verde area where you're going to find a little bit better pricing. But throughout central Scottsdale, closer into the 101 freeway in South Scottsdale, there's a big difference. Days on market in North Scottsdale are growing quite a bit. You're probably looking at about 120 days on average for those homes. Let's get into this information. Okay, so when we go into the regional MLS, we have 1,204 homes currently on the market in Scottsdale. The least expensive home right now is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,010 square feet for $394,000. And it's currently been on the market for 168 days. And that's one thing that we're seeing right now. You would think anything in Scottsdale, regardless of the size, for that type of price would probably go under contract or get some kind of an offer. And on the higher side in Scottsdale right now, we have a property for $25 million, another one for $24 million, $21 million, $18 million. The first one is a 5-bed, 5.5 bath, built in 2022, and that's at $2,784 a square foot, and it's been on the market for 141 days. Now, some of these luxury properties in Scottsdale that are in this price range are new home construction, and some of them take a couple years to build. And if you look at this one on the map, you can see it's at the far north end of North Scottsdale, up near Carefree and Cave Creek. You can see here on this picture, it's got a beautiful lot. It's separated from some of the other houses and has a lot of privacy. Beautiful views throughout the house, indoor, outdoor living, and most likely for some people, this is going to be a second home. And the one thing that we're seeing a lot more of now is the modern architecture in Scottsdale and Paradise Valley right now. The next thing we're going to look at right here is contingent contracts, and that means that these properties are under contract contingent on the buyers being able to sell their own home. The only reason I'm showing you this in this video is because that's something that most people wouldn't accept, but it's very common in the lower price ranges. I just wanted to see how many homes were on the market right now where the sellers have accepted a buyer that can't buy their home without selling their existing home. And there's 20 of those on the market right now. You can see where they're located on the map. So as a realtor, I've been in these situations before with my sellers. The only time I normally recommend that you take this is if you have a 70% plus chance of the other person's home closing. In other words, it's already listed on the market. Most likely we'd prefer if it has a contract already on it. We'll call the financing people on the project and see if the home is definitely going to go through. We'll try to work backwards a little bit to make sure that this is going to happen before we would accept a contract and take our listing off the market. A lot of people that'll do this in the less expensive homes do it because they have no other buyers, no other options. So the next thing I want to take a look at is our pending and under contract sales. So we have 356 properties that are currently under contract. Now we're going to go look at what's closed in the last 30 days. But normally the trend in Scottsdale is the closer we get to the cooler weather, which is up and coming, we're going to have more properties come on the market and more properties go under contract. So you can see right now, if we had around 1,200 homes on the market in Scottsdale and we're absorbing 356, we're still moving homes. Homes are still selling, but the ratio is much less than it was in the past. And that's one thing that sellers really have to understand right now. You don't list your home and then automatically sell it. You know, that's less than 30% of the homes right now that are actually getting contracts on them. So that's not great, but there are still homes that are selling. So now let's take a look at what closed in the last 30 days. We can see 277. So right now, if we have 352 homes closing, that means the market is slightly up from last month when we had 277 close. Now that's assuming that all 352 close in the next 30 days. It's not guaranteed that that happens, but you can see the trend as we go into the winter months. It will start trending up in Scottsdale. So I just wanted to give you an update what we're seeing in the market right now. Most of my luxury clients, the listings, we take them off the market during the summer. We recommend putting them back on after the first of the year, usually right around January 15th after everybody is back. Some communities like Gainey Ranch, people start to come back sooner. They're probably here in November to spend Thanksgiving here, have family and friends come in, play some golf. Other communities, it's just a little bit different. But most of the people that are in the 55 plus age range, a lot of them tend to come back after the first of the year, and then they spend the next 3 or 4 months here. Thanks for watching today. Take a look at some of our other videos. We do a blog article every week and share our content with other people. Have a great day.